Well, here we are, lovely little spot on Katarapko Creek, the scene of fossils go fishing, and hopefully the scene of a few more captures over the next day or so. The water level is much lower than the last time I was here, and the flow's reduced. I think they've stopped the environmental flows for the season. Not that the shallow water or shallow depth will worry the carp, but yeah, we'll just see how we go. Right, first fish on. Solid bite, but not very big, unfortunately. What have we got? It's a little carp. So I think this is yabby bait. Or better still, some shrimps. Fish number 2 on. Another not very big one. And we have a silver perch. I didn't think it was a carp, the way it was fighting. Let's have a look at you. A bit prickly, these things. There you go. Getting a bite on this rod. Last time I was here was September last year, and we got a mess of big carp up to about 4 kilos. But no sign of any bigger fish yet. Another little twitch. And again. Got him. And another little carp. More shrimp bait. Very, very touchy little bite here. Got him. Oh dear. The size certainly isn't improving, is it? Two tiny carp. Oh no, no, the top one is a perch. But he swallowed the hook. I think this one is a break the line off job. There you go. He's gone. This one's not going back. Not exactly a monster, is it? Right, so new hook required after that silver perch swallowed. So I've got some pre-tied ones. Just loop it on the line. Baited up and ready to go. Got my bait, so I'm going to have to bait up again. I wonder what sort of worms I've got. Right, all baited up. Let's get it back out there. And let's hope we get something bigger than 20 centimetres, which is 4 fish, all about that size so far. Right, so I've baited the first net up with a chunk of carp, and I'll get it in down near those reeds, see if I can't get some shrimp. Right, second net also baited with a chunk of carp, and before everyone starts squealing, these nets are legal in South Australia, and we don't have platypus to catch, not in the Murray anyway. The small fish are just stripping the worms off. Right, I'm going to try a little corn, see if I can't tempt a bigger carp. I always have a tin of this in the bag just in case. Transfer it into a little box like this, keep the lid on it, keep the ants out. Well, I've got corn on both rods now. Well, we often curse the wind because it upsets the fishing, but I tell you what, it's pretty hot today. It's only 30 degrees, but there's absolutely no breeze and the water is mirror calm, and as a result, I'm cooking. So, can you hear that? No, nor can I. Apart from a few bird calls, absolute silence. Ah, the serenity. And bearing in mind, of course, that where I am here, it's only about 10 kilometres upstream to Berry, and about the same distance downstream to Loxton, two of the bigger towns in South Australia's Riverland, and you wouldn't know it. Wonderful. Time for a drink. It's really hot out there in the sun. Let's have something healthy. That'd be a first. Cheers. A bit of a touch on this one on the corn. That looked very small. Well, after about 15 minutes of absolutely nothing, something's grabbed the corn. And you know what? It's about the same size as all the others. Oh dear, oh dear. So, why didn't Noah do much fishing when he was on the ark? He only had 2 worms. Oh dear, oh dear. I've got an appendage bigger than that. That's right, my foot. Right, time for a Robbie fishing impatience check. Not really, they've been in for an hour. And we have got 1 yabby. Well, I didn't expect to get a yabby in there, but hey, I'll give him a try. Here's a handy little jerrycan hack that I made up using a caravan sink pump and a bit of food grade hose, and this goes directly into the top of a wide mouth jerrycan. And allows you to pump your water straight in. and clearly saves you having to pick the jerry can up and pour it all the time. So how you do it is get a spare lid, like so. Use a hole saw to cut out the centre to the correct diameter, and then reattach the hex nut underneath, tighten it up, and then push your food grade hose on the end. Make sure it's long enough to reach the bottom, and just do it up on top of the jerry can. And the pump is designed not to cause an airlock in the jerry can, so the water will pump quite happily. Good tip. Right, so poured the water, made the coffee, and seeing as I had that healthy spring water before, I've calculated that I can have 7.4 TV snacks. Better round that up. Well, I haven't had another bite on the corn after those two little carp, and that was about half an hour ago, so I'm going to scull this coffee and go back to worms, I think. See if we can get that to work. It certainly is very quiet. Wow, worms just went off big time, nearly lost the rod in the river. What have I got? Well, surprise, surprise, another carp. It always amazes me how a fish that small can just about pull your rod in the river. Well, these fish aren't very big, but they bite hard. That was nearly another lost rod. Right, little bait stealing silver perch. And remember, we don't have the stocking program in South Australia that other states do, so these fish are all natural recruitment, and they're only small at the moment, but it bodes well for the future. So, little silver perch, back you go. It makes you wonder what's changed since the last time I was here, because we didn't catch anything smaller than about a kilo when we fished here last time. I haven't caught anything coming close to a kilo. Well, it's a beautiful evening. Temperature about 28 degrees. Very pleasant. But I haven't caught a fish for about 3 hours. I've got a couple of shrimps. I think once I've had tea I might try off a high bank over there and see if I can pick up a callop. But not much happening. But hey, beats being at work. Mind you, I should probably point out I'm retired, so I don't work anyway. Alright, well here's tea. Tasty little curry I bought from home. Smells good. Sorry Percy, haven't had much luck today. I hope you're doing better than me. I've come over on this high bank where the water's a bit deeper, and I've got about half a dozen shrimps, so I'm going to see if I can get myself a callop, sorry, yellow belly, before it gets dark. Well, that looks absolutely delicious. Let's hope that the fish think so. So one line out with shrimp on it, double worms on this one. The water's still not very deep. I doubt it's more than about 1.5 meters. Still, it's enough to float a fish, isn't it? Right, well, something's taken the worms. It actually feels a little bit heavier. I'm not sure that it's a carp either. No, it's not a carp. Bit of a battle. Managed to spike me twice. But a nice fish. Well, you've got to love it when a plan comes together. Let's see if we can get another one. Well, the sun's going down. I've had no more bites, even though I've got shrimps out there. So very shortly I think it will be time to hit the sack. GoPro batteries all charged up for tomorrow. Right, well, I've woken up after a really good night's sleep. I managed to catch about half a dozen shrimps last night, and I've moved up the bank a few 100 meters. So one rod out with shrimp, one rod baited with not the Jan junk worms. Got a white-faced heron. Seems like he's doing better than me. What have we got? It's only taken 2 hours. This is only the second fish I've caught. Looks like I caught someone's nuts. Hope he didn't want them. Well, just about time to pack up and head home, I think. The fishing just really never turned on. So only about a dozen fish for quite a few hours effort. My shrimps have died of boredom. There's still fish splashing around and jumping, but they're just not biting. Never mind, it's been a relaxing day and a bit, and there's always next time. Looking down from the bridge into a swamp on the edge of the river, I detected what appeared to be clouds of mud being stirred up on the bottom. I had a pretty good idea what would be causing that, so I took my camera down to the edge of the swamp, and this is what I saw. These carp were roiling in no more than a foot of water and no more than 6 feet out from the bank. Of course, I'd packed up all my fishing gear, hadn't I? I estimated the bigger fish to be in excess of 70 centimetres. They were real submarines. I'll be calling in here again on another occasion.